Welcome back to the show. We're talking to you now about the second most important gland in the body, next to the pituitary gland.
Thyroid. Oprah Winfrey has openly declared publicly that she has been battling her weight problem and boils down to thyroid issues.
Wow. So it's a very important gland. It's a very important hormone. There's several actually, there's T3 and T4. Let's find out more about thyroid.
Yes, let's say hello to Dr. Anita Bagawi, General Surgeon, Breast and Endocrine from Hospital Kuala Lumpur. Thank you for joining.
Patient develop this, they have too much of thyroxine hormone, they can have these signs and symptoms of hyperthyroidism, such as very easily irritable, they sweat a lot, they are thin yet they take so much of food or as usual, but they are becoming thinner and thinner.
They shakes.
They shakes as well, and they at the end of the day they can we call it exophthalmos, where the eyes bulge out, in a worst scenario it can affect your heart actually. You can have palpitation, and at the end of the day the heart can get bigger. You develop heart failure from it if it is not treated.
For every hyper, there's got to be a hypo situation.
Hypo,
as well.
yes.
I think that's what Oprah Winfrey struggles with.
Yes, because hypothyroidism, she said it makes her very hard to lose the weight. You know, the body is just not burning enough fats.
You are gaining weight and you are becoming very slow in your in your daily life. Slow metabolism. You feel lethargic most of the time, feeling tired. You are not active, but in fact, I would say treating hypothyroidism is easier compared to treating hyperthyroidism. Okay, because if you are hypo, it's basically you are lacking of thyroxine hormone. You can just be supplemented with thyroxine tablet, just about 50 or 100 microgram just once a day.
All right, doctor, we have a caller on the line. But before we get that call ready, let's ask you another quick question about the thyroid stimulating hormone, or TSH. Can anything go wrong with that? Meaning, can the brain actually decide to release less or more, and will that affect the thyroid gland?
Okay, in one situation, if you have a tumor in the pituitary gland, so if it affects in certain parts of the pituitary, anterior or the posterior, it's because this TSH is produced by the anterior part of the pituitary. If you have a tumor there, so they tend to produce all those stimulating hormone in a bigger amount compared to normal. So otherwise, and if you are hypo, okay, you don't have enough thyroxine hormone, then it will give you a positive feedback to the pituitary gland, so that the pituitary will produce more TSH. Yes, it's like a negative and positive feedback.
It's a beautiful thing, our body really is. All right, we've got a caller on the line. Let's take the call. Good morning. Good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Yes, hi.
Good morning.
Who's on the line?
I'm Lanka from Kapong.
Hi, Lanka. Go ahead with your question.
Well, I was diagnosed that I have active thyroid, but I don't have any growth at my glands.
All right.
So my thyroid, it says that it's about 35.6. So it is in my blood. Is there any cure for it?
Thank you, Lanka. We'll try to get you the answer.
Okay, I would I ask the person who called just now whether the value that she has, we need to see the normal value, the normal range of the value for her, because different lab they will produce different normal range of thyroxine value. So I would say if it is in our hospital setting, 35 is very high, is quite high. So basically what she needs treatment for hyperthyroidism, and one of the drug that we always use is carbimazole. Okay, and she needs to take that, depends on depends on how much we need to give her, and we have to monitor. We have to to repeat the blood test and see whether it comes down or not. And I would inquire more from her whether she has these symptoms of hyperthyroidism, as I mentioned earlier.
Well, that's interesting to note that she did say that she doesn't have any swelling, so there are no physical markings.
When it comes to malfunction, when it comes to too much of thyroid hormone, hyperthyroidism, you may not have these nodules. It can appear, normal. You don't have any swelling. You don't have, basically no other symptoms, physical symptoms other than the symptoms that I mentioned earlier. The size of the gland can be normal.
All right, we have another call, Yasmin.
Okay, all right. Hello.
Hello.
Hi, morning.
Hi, good morning.
Okay, so what's your question for our good doctor today?
In fact, I would like to ask the doctor about the someone who was diagnosed by the doctor that they have the thyroid. So, if someone having the thyroid, what is the measures and steps should be done for them to ensure that the proper treatment should be undergone by them? So, I would like to doctor clarify upon them.
Okay, thank you, Harry. Let me just amend your question a little. Everybody has a thyroid.
Yes.
It's just when it malfunctions. So, doctor, what kind of treatments are usually prescribed? I think maybe we should go on both hypo.
Hypo, okay. For hypo and hyper, as I said earlier, medical treatment is very important. Basically, it's giving medication, okay, starting patient on medication. But if that is in I would say a normal size gland. But if you have those symptoms, hypo or hyper, or even you are euthyroid, we call it your normal value. You have a normal value of thyroxine, but you develop those nodules. Okay, the patient should be investigated. In a sense that we should ask the further history, any predisposing factors to that can cause thyroid cancers, any family history of thyroid nodule, thyroid cancers. And what is the most important investigation is actually, besides your examination, we need to take some sample from the nodule. Okay, it's either if it is a single nodule that will be easier, which you can feel, or if there is a multiple nodule, and then you should be able to get some sample from the biggest nodule in those multiple nodule. So then you will know what type of nodule it is, whether it's cancerous or non-cancerous. And depends on the finding, the surgeon will decide whether you need the patient needs operation or not. And most of the time we will operate on thyroid nodule, because sooner or later, even though initially they are benign, maybe in 15 or 20 years, they can change to a cancerous condition, but only 10% of them.
Thank you, doctor, for answering that question. And we have another one, this time from David Ong.
Okay.
Morning.
Good morning.
Hi.
Hi. I'd like to ask about what is the best prevention not in order to get a thyroid. I mean, in terms of healthcare.
Right. Thank you, David. And once again, everybody has a thyroid. We always refer to it as getting thyroid, but everybody has a thyroid. Maybe we can also
malfunctions.
Let the public know the proper terms associated with the malfunction of the thyroid. Doctor, go ahead.
Unfortunately, to answer Mr. David's question, we don't have any prevention.
Towards managing.
Towards thyroid disease. Okay. I would say there's no prevention. As I mentioned earlier, we don't know why does it happen, and we do have some predisposing factors, as I mentioned earlier, radiation. Exposure to previous radiation, or maybe you don't have enough iodine intake during your growing up life. So otherwise, I wouldn't say. I would say unfortunately, there's no prevention.
Oh my!
Okay.
So the usual advice: lead a healthy lifestyle, exercise, eat
It
right.
doesn't
That doesn't
apply to
apply.
That doesn't
those who
apply,
have,
yes.
a functioning thyroid.
All
Okay, how to manage it? Other than you were saying about for hyper and hypo, you just try to increase or decrease the TSH, the
The thyroxine hormone.
the TSH levels. Other than that, managing it, even let's say to an extreme level, a person has to be operated, to have the thyroid glands removed. What are the healthcare that they should, in terms of do for the rest of their life, because they do not have the thyroid gland.
Okay. Once if the patient is operated on, depends on what type of surgery that we do and the patient needs. If we only remove half of the gland, so the other half
Can
of
still
it
function
can
normally.
function normally. Okay, or maybe some small percentage, about 1 or 2%, will develop hypothyroidism, meaning the other half of the gland cannot produce enough. So we just supplement them with once 50 microgram thyroxine tablet for lifelong, unfortunately. But if we remove the whole gland, in a case, let's say in a cancerous gland, in a malignancy, they don't have any more glands. So, but we need the thyroxine hormone, so we have to supplement them as well. Maybe about 100 or 150 microgram a day thyroxine hormone in the form of a tablet for lifelong as well. So otherwise, besides giving medication, let's say you have in a case where you have a hyper functioning of the thyroid gland causing hyperthyroidism, besides giving medication, some endocrinologists they will send the patient for a radioactive iodine ablation to ablate the gland, so it will become hypo. So they don't produce extra hormone, but in a state of hypo, it's very easy to treat. Just give them thyroxine hormone. Yeah.
That's a very smart way of treating the disease. Anyway, thank you very much, doctor. It's been a pleasure talking to you.
Okay, you're
And,
most
just to
welcome.
quickly summarize, TSH produced by the brain controls the thyroid regulation
Yes.
of T3 and T4.
T4, yes.
Very nice.
And yes,
Thyroid looks like a butterfly, if I'm not mistaken.
everybody has.
Everybody has a
It's
thyroid.
just a matter of, I think we can check whether we have low or high levels of it through blood tests.
Yes.
Through blood test.
Thyroid
Okay.
function test, we call it.
Thank you very much, doctor. We
Okay.
were very educated today on our thyroid glands.
Yes.
And thank you for joining us on the show. It's been fantastic talking to you as usual.